G'day guys, it's Jimmy Trades. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please sub to the channel. Please like the video if you find it valuable. We are here for a brand new week, ready for a dose of your daily analysis. So let's get on with it. Let's go and have a look at the calendar. So there's plenty of news this week. We've got 9:45 news dropping today. Seems like an awkward time, but it is at 9:45, so just after open. So we're waiting for 9:45 before we look to participate in the market. Let the news play out, and then see if we can find a position. So, medium probability today, a good opportunity with news. We like to see these high impact drivers. Tuesday again, high impact news driver. So on the higher probability side of things. Wednesday, just be patient. We'll be looking for an entry. And Thursday, we've also got news, followed by Friday, news again. So we can use these news events to help drive a position. We can get that volatility we need when looking for an opportunity in the market. The news is also a great opportunity to expedite some evals. If you're first time user to My Funded Futures, you can jump on and grab from $48 a 50k starter, and the starter plan is amazing from My Funded Futures. It's well worth checking out. And then obviously you've still got your Apex. Apex is probably the best at the moment to expedite on evals, with the opportunity to have up to 20 accounts as well. So until 30th of September, you've still got plenty of time to grab some evals and have a crack at expediting those using the news events this week. All right, let's go to the charts, see what we've got. Let's start on NQ. So at the moment, NQ, it's not really located anywhere in particular. It is above these swing highs here, or these equal highs that we had. But what we have is we didn't clear this high. We actually created an SMT here with ES. So we're remaining cautious at this stage. The reason being is that while ES did take out the highs and create all-time highs, NQ did not, and we want to see if this SMT does actually play out. So I'm going to hold a neutral bias on NQ just to start the week off, just to see how Monday plays out, see what Monday gives us. And when we have conditions like this, that's where I like to lean on the logic and narrative. So that's our 1 hour time frame. So this is where our SMT came through. You can see price found support here on this bullish order block. We do have a change in the state of delivery through this level here. There isn't one here. We don't have a level that we can draw the change in the state of delivery off. So this would be our bearish change in the state of delivery. And it happens here with displacement. Let's have a quick look at ES, see if there's any hourly SMT. There's nothing through the lows there. We had quite an aggressive sell-off today during London that's been bought back up somewhat. With the relative equal lows down here, would act as a nice draw on liquidity if we do go short. But also equal highs here. We do have a breaker here. So if you're looking at this as a continuation breaker, we do have an FVG aligned. We can see price has supported this at the moment, has found support rather at this breaker. So here would be our stop hunt into an order block, and then price moves out of that with displacement. Okay, we have that displacement through this level here, aligned with the breaker, and we are finding support here at the moment. So there's a bullish scenario where we might have a hourly unicorn here to push us higher. I'll be keeping an eye on this bearish change in the state of delivery to see if price moves higher here, if it finds a reaction and then continues to move lower, or if in fact this bullish hourly unicorn or continuation unicorn does in fact send prices higher. So let's go and have a look at ES now and see if what ES is telling us. So that was the SMT we were talking about with NQ, and we had the all-time high, the old all-time high here that was swept, creating new all-time highs. So off of that, we would normally run with a bearish bias. And I will stick with that idea because we did have a reaction here. We didn't get a close above this high. Price moved above and then reacted and closed lower. Then we've had a bearish close on the previous day here. So today's candle has already swept previous day high and is currently in the range of the body of that candle. And it also looks like it's reacted off the 50% of that wick as well, which is interesting. But I will have a bearish bias today on ES. And if that does play out, then obviously we can, with the correlation with NQ, we can look to NQ for a short position if that's your preferred asset. Let's have a look down on the hourly. So initially we did get a change in the state of delivery, a bearish change in the state of delivery here, because we see we had that displacement through that level. The price found resistance there several times before breaking through, and now it looks like it's using that level as support. Again, we have this bullish breaker here, and price has found some support within that breaker at this stage. We have the displacement here. These highs through here, these relative highs, there's a potential draw we do have low resistance liquidity through here, with us having high resistance liquidity on our side of price. So I think there's a bit of a case for both sides today. Again, being Monday, a lot of traders don't trade Monday. They just let the Monday candle play out to see what the week might form like based off of that. So, you know, just being patient today, especially when we can look at, you know, both sides of the coin here. From the daily, bearish, and if we get a bearish setup, then I'd be looking to try and take a position. All right, let's have a look at Euro futures. So we had price push out of this bullish FEG on the daily. And we have been targeting this high and then following that, these equal highs. But we had quite a reaction today. I feel like I just haven't liked price on 6E for the last few days. It's in this bit of a range here. I'd really like to see it actually pick a side before actually looking for a position, to be honest. So I'm actually going to sit neutral on Euro futures. You can see it's just not very nice price action. It's got this range, we chopped around inside this range, we've moved lower, but we haven't really done anything outside of this range yet. So I'll be paying close attention to the extremes of this range and see if we can get price to move lower. Maybe we can catch something to come back to equilibrium, or vice versa from the highs in, or we actually get a move lower or a move higher. So remaining patient on Euro futures. Let's have a look at oil now. Head out to the daily. So oil, we've been sitting in this bearish FEG for a few days now. We had our initial reaction off of that FEG and we saw it close lower. This candle was quite decisive here. We're hanging around that midpoint of that FEG at the moment. We have already taken previous day high and the day before that's high as well. So we may see price move lower here. But at the moment, it's still quite an indecisive candle. So with price being located within this bearish FEG, I am going to look at price to move lower. Let's have a look at the hourly and see if the hourly tells us a bit of a better story at all. Okay, so here we have a sweep of an important level. So this is Thursday's high, and obviously Friday's high as well was swept. Okay, so we've had a sweep of an important level. We're up into that daily bearish FEG, and we see our change in the state of delivery. So that's the start of a possible reversal here. What we need to see now is that price respects this bearish change in the state of delivery. What we do have is we've got plenty of low resistance liquidity up for grabs all the way through here as well, and we have high resistance liquidity on our side of price. Now we can run our projections from the high to the low here, and our target area, our target region, the -2 to -2.5, aligns perfectly with this low resistance liquidity, and our -1, which is our first target, is aligned with these lows here. So it's a nice projection if it does play out. So at the moment I am liking shorts if this bearish change in the state of delivery does hold. What we could look for maybe coming into open is if price pushes back up into this bearish FEG, we could look for shorts back off of that. So that would be our high time frame for an entry on the 5-minute. Okay, let's have a look at gold now. All right. All right, so gold we see pushed out of this bullish FEG and has continued to make runs higher. And like we've been saying with gold, because we have no reference point, the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. So I'm going to remain bullish on gold for the time being. And if we do get a pullback, then we can watch for this level here as our bullish order block to see if price respects this and holds this level. We also have this liquidity resting here. So a pull down into this area for a push higher would be also quite nice to see. So here we are on the hourly of these equal highs here, acting as our drawn liquidity. That would be a very nice drawn liquidity. We see price broke below this hourly FEG here. We are getting some retracement now. I'm not looking at this as a change in the state of delivery. We do have displacement there, but I would have rather seen another down close candle before confirming that as a change in the state of delivery. So remaining bullish on gold, we can see the uptrend through here. Moving over to Dixie. So we had Dixie moving from these lows, and then we came up and we pushed out of this bearish FEG and volume imbalance. Therefore, we were looking for price to reach lower. I'm going to keep that bias at the moment. We're still reacting from that bearish FEG. So keeping the bearish bias. If we move to the hourly, a bit like 6E, you know, we're just in a range. We've created this high and low, and then we're sort of stuck on the midpoint of that range. So be watching this to see if we can actually move outside of this range. So I'll be neutral on the hourly on our structural narrative and logic with Dixie, just until we get some clear indication of which way it wants to run. Let's jump over to Euro USD. And obviously a similar case here to Euro futures. We pushed out of this daily FEG, but we're ranging now. Ideally, we want to see price move higher out of our internal to our external. But again, you can see that we're just within this range. And you might think that this is a change in the state of delivery through here. We have this large displacement, but we haven't swept an important level. So I'm not considering that as a change in the state of delivery. Let's have a look at GBP. Go to the daily. So weekly, where do we sit? Okay, so just because I couldn't get a good gauge on the daily, I just pushed out to the weekly, and we can see that the weekly has swept a legacy high, which I'm sure would be a similar scenario here on the daily if we push across. So it's the same. It's also into a bearish FEG, so I quite like that idea for shorts. So having a bearish bias on GBP today. Let's have a look at the hourly. So similar to Euro futures, I would have liked to have seen a sweep. What have we got? That's Friday. So that's Friday's high. So we haven't swept an important level to consider this a change in the state of delivery. So I'm not looking at that at this stage, other than, you know, we can look at this bearish FEG on the hourly to see if price can find resistance there and move lower. We have low resistance liquidity through here for a draw, and we do have high resistance liquidity through here as well, and again through here. So we do have potential for a draw here. Always like to throw the midpoint in. Price loves to react to that. So we can see price has reacted right off that midpoint of the FEG. So we'll keep an eye on this. We have a good target through here. So overall bearish on GBP. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning into the channel. I really appreciate it. Please sub if you aren't already subbed. Hit the like button, hit the notifications button so you can catch all my videos as they come out. Remember, I do a live on a Wednesday for the Ascetic Capital Discord. We run that through my YouTube. Please tune in for that. You can ask questions. We can break things down a little bit more. And have a good week, guys. Let's kickstart this week with a successful Monday. Keep an eye on the news, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.